Hello everyone, this is Nintendo2 and welcome to another mod review, this time on BotanyPots, a mod that adds the ability for you to put crops, flowers and otherwise into pots. There's also a hopper upgrade version. There's also datapack support for crops, soils and fertilizers, as well as crafttweaker support. And also mod support for the peanut mod as well. So this one here, not peanut craft, this one here that I've covered in the past. So what you want to do is obviously just get the soil block, which obviously for the most part will be dirt. I have tried farmland to see if that works, and it does, as well as soul sand and stone. And you can sort of see each of them growing bigger over time. I attempted some, like the peanut seeds from Peanut Craft, and obviously because it's not supported. Sugarcane doesn't seem to work. I tried sand, and that also doesn't fit into these, so some of them won't. But for the most part, as you can see, it's like so. We right click, we probably should get them back rather than me being creative and removing them. So there we go, they should just pop off the thing like so. It's clearly done there, but it's not here because it's still growing. You should get the typical amount you usually do for each of these, whether it be randomized or otherwise. They should obviously regrow though. I don't know if farmland is quicker than the others though, which obviously it's a bit hard to get because I don't think you can actually even get farmland with Silk Touch either, which is quite interesting. I should try that though and see, but I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to be able to. You're not technically supposed to be able to silk touch it, but you can, obviously. Probably best to do that for creative testing of the mod, more so than actually trying to do that. And a fair amount, of course, for it. So yeah. There's no configs at the moment, but obviously there is datapack and crafttweaker documentation. So as you can see, obviously there's quick links to each of the specific blocks. Different features and considerations. So obviously you've got input, display, categories, and ticks. Obviously what'll be the ingredient that's available for the pots is the input. What it'll look like as the actual display of it. So there'll be, for example, a chorus plant, or pumpkin block, or wheat seeds, or something like that. I'm assuming this will be more so for certain modded ones compared to tweaking the regular, but you probably could. The category that they fit under, whether or not they're valid soils or crops to match certain specific things, and the amount of time it takes for them to generate. And obviously it'll be formatted like so. Okay then. So it'll be formatted obviously with the type, the soil under the BotanyPots sort of naming, what block it'll be that you'll use, how it'll be displayed. So obviously it'll display as dirt rather than say it's dirt as the input and it looks like coarse dirt or something, coarse dirt. And then obviously it fits under the dirt category of crops and tick rate of growth. At least that's what I get from it. When it comes to crops, obviously, for support, obviously I have to present it like so, with the actual machine file path. Otherwise, obviously, you've got certain item tags and other things, the array of strings for the soil categories, the amount of growth ticks, and if it's considered 0, also it would be otherwise not considered. the modifier, what it will be displayed as, certain properties you can consider, and the results of the output. Obviously it will be formatted like so. That rolls so that it actually, I'm assuming, does the growth, or possibly chances of, the results, so not the growth, sorry, chances of extra. So obviously with wheat seeds, it'll be a chance to get a second wheat instead of just one, and the age of how many growth stages, and otherwise consider things. So it'll grow at 3 ticks on farmland in particular, and so on. Unless I can use a hoe on the dirt, I'm not too sure. We should try that. Nothing. Okay. Had to be sure. Fertilizer, obviously, what is assigned, how much as the lowest, and how much as the maximum, when it obviously has that chance of increasing it more than usual. Otherwise though, when it comes to crafttweaker support, obviously you can do pretty much about the same, but obviously it's presented a lot differently. I'm not too familiar with crafttweaker, but for those that want to tweak it this way, here are your options if you wish to do it that way. Adding drops, getting IDs, removing crops, fertilizer creation, changing certain values, and otherwise. And in terms of technical information, it's pretty much just calculations, reload command in particular, and how it affects them, or how it updates, I guess, more so. Otherwise, pretty much I'm assuming the default values of each of these, and what you can consider with each one that is possible to grow in said BotanyPots, as well as the generalized stats and default fertilizers and such. So we'll use things like bone meal and see what we get. And we'll set it to peaceful for now. Don't ruin anything. And we'll get, say, a potato on dirt. Not sure if that'll increase it in general, or it'll just skip it ahead a few stages. So just skip ahead a few stages, basically, and try to give me the resulting crops. Outcomes. Okay. And obviously there's a bunch of others you can consider. You can consider podzol, mycelium, many different types of flowers, sweet berries, and a few others as well. Other than that though, obviously there's the hopper one, which should just output things for you. So if we just do wheat seeds here, it should output either the seeds or the resulting wheat underneath it. So we'll just see that grow for a bit. Possibly, unless we need a hopper for it underneath that. Because it's getting closer, so I don't want to bring it in just yet. And that has outputted the wheat, because the seeds will still stay there and you don't have to replant them, so yeah. Obviously a regular botany pot is just terracotta in the shape of a hopper, and a flower pot. And then the hopper variation is just a hopper next to a botany pot. So yeah, thanks so much for watching, and goodbye.